All right, and while I'm doing this, Forte,
Hmm.
I've seen some other people discuss this, and I think I kind of
What they discussing?
are you live?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I think Playground might be their best developer.
Oh, I always. You jump in Obsidian because you don't like the way Avowed looking.
No, I actually think ever since I saw the third person mode for Avowed, and that you can do that the entire time, and they're actually putting some care into it to make sure it doesn't look like the animations and the motion matching and the walking animations don't look janky. No, look Avowed's fine. Um, and this is even before then. I mean, like when you have a developer that were a 90 rated, multiple times 90 rated Metacritic developer that everyone universally says their racers are good. They do good with what they do. If they're able to nail Fable, I don't understand how they could not be the best the Xbox has.
True.
I mean, just where's the flaw at? It just doesn't like it doesn't I don't see how. Like I know people could probably try to make the conversation for the coalition, for Obsidian, and that's not saying they are bad developers or at all. It's just that for like Playground would be the best one they have under those terms. Okay, I'm switching over.
Correct.
So guys, you're about to get matter of fact, can you put the link in the chat for those
Yep.
watching the replay?
That's
But no,
what I
yeah,
was thinking about.
I just think that it just makes sense when you have a developer that is always nailing it. You got to give them their flowers, and you can see how Gears fans have felt like the coalition has not quite delivered on the kind of Gears experience they want. Right? We can see how Obsidian is good, but Obsidian has been really good at like AA experiences, but not quite that level up to like a triple A experience yet. Not saying they
Right.
can't do it, but they haven't yet. And so with that said, I think that, Playground is like on another level with them right now. And sure, everyone can say, but they've only made racers. Well, that won't be the case. Give it another 2 years. I think Fable might be out. I don't know. They've shown Fable twice now. If it comes out next year, I feel like it'll be like really late next year. Like it
Hmm.
won't be like anytime soon. But I think 2026 is probably more realistic. What do you think?
Uh. Yeah. I
Where is
think
this link, man?
I put it in there, didn't I?
No, there's no link
Did I
in
put?
there.
Wait a minute. Did I put it in the wrong chat?
Oh my god.
Oh, I did.
How? How?
I don't know. I don't know. I saw people in there and oh, that's what I did. I thought I did. Yeah, that's my fault. I put it in the wrong chat. Sorry. There's another one. So it was like I'm trying to talk and I don't see no link. I'm trying to help you. There it is. This is the right.
That's,
Yeah, this is the right
I
one.
still don't see a link.
There's a link. Literally, there's a link.
I'm not seeing a link at all. I'm
I am
looking at
looking at the
YouTube
link.
Studio.
There's links. Ramon Terrell says, I need the link, and I put the link in there.
No, you have not.
Dog.
No one has seen this link but you.
Dog. Hold up.
This is like
No, hold up.
copy and paste.
I did. Here, look at your text message so you can stop blaming me for this.
Ramon is not. Why do I need? Don't need to see the text message. I'm looking at the chat right now. People in the chat saying there's no link. There's no link, Forte.
There is a link. Look at the picture I just sent you. There are links.
No,
There's
no, because I'm
3.
looking at my screen and there's no link in there.
I typed 3 links in there. I don't know what to tell you. There's 3 links there. 3. Uno, dos, tres. I can put cuatros in there if you want.
You're gonna need to.
Oh my god.
Blade X, where the link?
The link's there. Oh my god. Okay. We'll do this again.
Yeah.
Where's the wait, hold on.
Y'all
Why is
see
the-
what I deal with. Y'all
Okay,
see
so
what
do
I
you see
deal
the
with,
link now?
man.
Do you see the link now?
No.
Why is the link not coming through on your end? As soon as
Oh,
I literally sit. I'm sending the link. I sent it 3 times. I refresh. The link's not there. Why is the link not there? I refresh the screen.
okay, all right.
The link's not there.
Hold on. Let's troubleshoot this. Just put in the word test into the chat real quick, okay?
I did. Test.
I figured out what the issue is.
What's the issue?
The DPS channel isn't a moderator, therefore, by default, regular chatters can't post links, but moderators can. So go ahead and do it now.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's good? I'm going crazy. I'm sitting there like I'm putting. I can't stand y'all.
No, look, that's what I said. All right, look, let's just calm it down.
Oh,
Let's think it through. That's what I said. Put a test in there so I can see what's going. So and when I saw that, I was like, okay, it's not moderate. It's not a moderator. That's why. There we go. Finally, let's redirect.
Because it was weird because every time I sent the link, it wouldn't be there if I refreshed the screen. I was like, what's going on? Jesus.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So are we good now?
I mean, you tell me.
I think we're good then.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Oh my god.
Can you? This is gonna sound terrible, but we kind of in that transition period that I'm gonna cut out of the upload to Spotify anyway. I gotta take a leak real quick.
Oh my god, go take a leak.
Can you entertain the chat while I take a leak?
I always get entertained in the chat when you are doing things like going to the bathroom.
Hey, you act like that's freaking. It's not. It's not. You just give me a minute because I'm gonna wash my hands. Unlike some of y'all nasty individuals, I'm washing my hands. I'll be right back.
Listen, everybody in the chat, if you guys think that Slow Mo, would he trip and fall if he walked up the street faster than a person riding a bike? Do you think he would trip and fall? And if he did fall, do you think that he would be able to just get up and come home and act like nothing happened, or would he have to go to the ICU? We still blaming you. What? Why? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is called hating. Yobi, I love you. This is called hating. It's hard to hold the bladder at Slow-Mo's age. Listen, Slow-Mo, his bladder is always of question. Every time it rains outside, it's pretty much that. But listen, man, Xbox out here with all these different things going on. They're bringing games. They're bringing Game Pass, the streaming sticks. I guess their own streaming stick wasn't going to cut it. They didn't want to spend all that money. You emptied your bladder real quick.
The bathroom is like right beside my office, and I washed my hands. So I just want to need y'all to.
Did you really wash your hands?
I washed my hands and I used hand sanitizer. I double dipped on the cleanliness. Okay.
When you moved into that house and you decided to make the room that's your office, was it due to the proximity of the bathroom?
No, it's just
knowing how
just
old
the way it
you
is.
are and you need to make it there.
I bought this house 15 years ago, man.
That's what I'm saying. But you thought about the far future. Like when Slow-Mo hits 40 something years old, I have to be able to make it to the bathroom.
We're gonna get into these topics. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not topics. It's topic.
Topic. Okay.
All right. Well, Slow-Mo, guess what? We're gonna talk about how Xbox decided to bring their beloved Game Pass subscription model to not only a stick that hooks up to your TV that's not proprietary to their own stick, because that stick wasn't able to make it to market due to the fact that Microsoft wasn't able to keep the cost down low enough to do it. So guess what? They're going to piggyback off of one of the best selling, world renowned pieces of kit ever made, the Amazon Fire Stick. Slomo, what are your thoughts? Is this going to work? Are people really going to go out and buy Amazon Fire Sticks to play games on it? Or are they going to even convert the Amazon stick they already have to take them on trips to hotels in other states with their Xbox controller in tow to be able to play these games on their TVs? Do we see this as a possibility, Slow-mo?
I think this has the opportunity to sell a lot of Game Pass subscriptions, which is what they want. I think this doesn't do their hardware any favors, which I think they are well aware of at this point, and they accept that. I think they have accepted that, but the Xbox community hasn't quite accepted that yet. But starting in July, to give some details here, starting in July, there will be an Xbox app on the Fire TV, the Fire Stick. But only the ones that were released starting in 2023.
So
if you have the Fire TV Stick 4K Max or the Fire TV Stick 4K, you will be able to do Game Pass cloud streaming if you have Game Pass Ultimate. So these are the things that you need to have. You gotta have a Fire TV stick of one of the ones that we mentioned, or one newer that's of that capability. You need to have a Bluetooth enabled controller. We'll get to that later. And you need to have a Game Pass Ultimate membership. If you have PC Game Pass, that's not enough. If you have Xbox Game Pass or Xbox or Game Pass Core, you're not eligible. This is only for Game Pass Ultimate members. The controllers you can use the Xbox wireless controller, you can use the Xbox adaptive controller, you can use you can use Game Pass Ultimate. Wait, I'm sorry. I said Game Pass. I'm sorry.
Elite or Core controller.
Yeah, or you could use the DualSense or the DualShock 4 for PlayStation. You can even use those controllers. It's no problem. But I think that the biggest thing, and the very first thing they showed in this, to me, this was the biggest thing that really kind of let me know how they intend on doing their marketing, was it said, no console, no problem. When your console is selling like worse than it ever has at this point, and there is no, like, it did have a little bit of a bump from the Xbox Showcase, so we gotta give it that. Like, hey, when you show games that people are excited for, people are gonna buy devices that they could place their games with. I felt like if they didn't go this route with putting their games everywhere, it definitely would have been to the benefit of the Xbox hardware. But that ship has sailed. That said, when they know the number is better than we do, and they say no console, no problem, like, I think there are people among the Xbox community, the PlayStation community, everyone that's still trying to fight this console war. It's time to let that go, because it's over. I'm not going to say they don't care if the console sells, but they have built into their business plan that it won't sell. Now, that's currently these current systems here. I do believe they expect to move units when they come out with their handheld, but I also kind of feel like that is going to be somewhat like inappropriate amount of sales for the kind of pricing that, because I don't feel like that handheld is going to be cheap. It's going to be, I think, probably a minimum $600 like gaming handheld. So at that price levels, you should be making enough units to kind of understand that like you're not going to get mass adoption for a premium device like that. Um, but I mean, this is part of the plan. This is the things that Phil Spencer has been talking about. Satya Nadella has been talking about. When I saw the announcement of this, I mean, you couldn't be say you were shocked or surprised unless you just haven't been paying attention. They've been talking about doing this. That the leaks that came out accidentally from the FTC hearing showed this, said this was the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just following their playbook on how to get more gamers everywhere. I know for a fact that internally, that's what they've been telling everybody. We will go to the gamer.
Yep.
We're not interested anymore in trying to get the gamer to come to us. We're going to go to you. And I do think that mentality is partially due to the fact that like they haven't had needle moving games. Not saying the games haven't been quality, because the quality bar since the beginning of this generation has gone up significantly. If you look at like take Metacritic scores, take critical acclaim, however you want to take it, it's just that the commercial success has not come with it. And I think that's partially due to the way that like gamers consume content nowadays. They're not interested in your Hellblade 2. Like the market has significantly changed from Hellblade 1 to Hellblade 2, where even in Hellblade 1 didn't sell like massive numbers anyway. I don't know what the sales of Hellblade 2 are, but I don't anticipate it being like, a massive seller. That's just not how the market moves anymore. Freaking X Defiant comes out. It's a decent shooter, but it's got issues, and they come out with their preseason and they get, what was it for? Like 20 million people playing the game?
Yep.
Not all concurrently, but like total. Like they got that many people playing the game in like a week. Like you have to come out with content that moves the needle. And I think that that's just something that they're still chasing. Sea of Thieves kind of gets there, a little bit. And we see that still has legs. It has success on PlayStation when it was released on PlayStation. And Sea of Thieves is probably like their closest, like newer entry in the past decade or so that could actually like deliver on that. Of course, now they got Call of Duty that does that, but I think they're done with trying to create content that gets people to buy an Xbox. And if you buy an Xbox because you saw something at the showcase, all right, bet. I mean, they ain't going to be mad at you. Right. But it's like they don't have the expectation that we had the best showcase we've ever had. And this means that we're going to sell out all the Xboxes that we distribute to retailers for the rest of the year. Nah. I think they understand that that's just not going to happen for them. We have gone into detail ad nauseum on why that's not going to happen to them, and I still contend that's due to their own choices. But as I said, that ship has sailed, and when the brand is what it is, yeah, it's you make these kind of decisions. And I think these decisions are more towards we're going to be the biggest publisher in the world of games in the world, whether these games are on Xbox or not, or these games are on PlayStation or not, where these games are on PC, Fire Sticks, Apple TV, cell phones. Doesn't matter to them. Where do you play your games? Okay, we're coming to you.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of been. I mean, think about this, slow mo. It's kind of ironic. If Xbox would have put, or Microsoft and Xbox would have put this much effort into the marketing of them being a platform holder,
Hmm.
where would they be at when it comes to like just overall ability to sell consoles? It's like they're putting so much more effort to telling people they don't need to do it. And we want to come to you as the gamer because you're absolutely right. That's exactly what they're doing. They want to be the all to be all when it comes to like gaming. They want you to be able to know no matter where you are, you can still play our games and stuff. And I'm fine with that. It just comes back and I just every time I hear it, it irritates me a little bit because it's like if they would have put at least 10%, 20% of the effort that they're doing in telling people they don't have to versus telling people why they should, I feel like it'd be a completely different place. I, I
Hmm.
don't, I did,
But I think that's the shift in marketing. And honestly, look, like we discuss we discussed the marketing changes, right?
we kind of did. We not ever since they went more in depth into what they're doing now. I think we
Yeah.
kind of
So
speculated on it over like what
yeah,
they were doing in the time that we first heard about it.
yeah, so that like the way Microsoft gets rid of people is different than like you gotta kind of pay attention when people are underperforming, they don't just be like, yeah, we fired John. No, they did. So this is what they do is they take John's authority away. John, the people that report to John don't report to John no more. They now report to Susan. And John sits at his desk wondering what the heck is going on, and he realizes that like yeah his career is over at Microsoft and he needs to move on. And we've seen that play out multiple times with a lot of people, and then you get the announcement, I've decided to move on. I'm going to go work for X person, this company, that company. I'm going to go work for Roblox, stuff like that, right? And that's how they get rid of people for the most part. Or they really respect you. You've been there for a really, really long time. They'll let you choose how you go out. But the the end all be all, the end of this story is you leaving.
Right.
And Jarrett West, I think, is the guy. And Jarrett West is I think he's the one that's actually going to Roblox, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think what's very telling in him leaving isn't just that, okay, he's leaving. If everything was going great, they would just find like his best assistant, or he would make a recommendation of someone under him that already knows the program that's running well, and
Yeah.
just have that person come in and slide into place and hope for the best, hope nothing changes and things still going good. Instead, they made drastic changes, organizational changes to how the marketing goes. And so now when Jared West leaves, now you got people under Matt Booty, you got people under Sarah Bond, and people now reporting to other people. And it's just like that weren't a part of that process. And actually think that's good. I think Matt Booty and Sarah Bond, though being in charge of hardware and software, should have a better say in how that stuff is ran, so that like whatever vision that they want for what they are actually running, that vision is being put forth to the consumer, so that everything's all on the same page. It makes sense to
Right.
me. But that's not how the organization was set up before. And typically when this guy's leaving, I think the changes of how the organization was going to be set up was what created the him leaving, and not the him leaving first. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say that like when things aren't quite going right, you make the changes that you need to make to kind of fix things. And when it comes to marketing, they have not marketed things well at all. They want Game Pass to be what they are known for. They want all gamers to know Game Pass. And yet I still run into people who are very casual gamers, but they don't know what the heck a Game Pass is. And so, and from that side of things, marketing has failed. You could get a parent to say this is a good deal for my kids instead of them consistently asking me to go buy them XYZ game. I can get them Game Pass and I can alleviate a large portion of headache from me. And you could be able to kind of find a way to market that to people in a way where they see it. So like knowing who to market it to, marketing more on TikTok where a lot of the kids are so that they know what to tell their parents to get. Marketing on freaking Lifetime channel or Prime or whatever during a freaking uh Housewives of Gold Digger Town. I don't know what the heck the name of these shows are, but just like market it to where they're going to actually be watching or looking, and so that they know what that is. It's like when you don't have your finger on the pulse, then you don't really know what
Right.
to what to look for and what to freaking Forte. You how many times have you told me about how like Xbox's presence in stores like GameStop is just dwindled, and it's just
Everywhere, man. It's like for the most part, it's like when it comes to new software, it's pretty non-existent. I mean, third party still shows up for the most part, but even third party has kind of stepped back a little bit because they just see more revenue and more purchasing power when it comes to the PlayStation brand and Nintendo at this point.
yeah. So
It's unfortunate, but but like I said, that's just every time I see stuff like this and hear about it, it's like I get it. It's like they see it's like they felt like they got beat down so bad. And I don't feel like it was ever really that bad. It was like I I I understood that they didn't have the software to compete because they didn't have the studios to compete. I always understood that. It's like we always said once they get the studios, they could definitely compete. Then it also comes back to the fact that I think they forgot how to develop games because they went so long without having a development arm that had a significant portion of games to actually oversee that it was like non-existent for points of time. But it also just keeps coming back to the main point that they actively told people, and maybe that was the Hail Mary throw that they were trying to do to like try to save the Xbox brand by telling people that hey, they're not buying games. Let's basically give the games away and let that be the loss leader strategy for some time. But it also speaks to the core competency of Microsoft too, because that's kind of what Microsoft wants to be in services. Um, Xbox was built to be the main hub of your living room. That's the whole reason the original Xbox was created because Bill Gates wanted to be able to have compute inside of everybody's home that didn't have a PC, and they found a way to get younger people like gamers into that ecosystem by putting an Xbox in their living room. So Xbox isn't Xbox isn't anything that it shouldn't have evolved to at this point. I feel like Xbox is perfectly suited to be where it is right now. It's just that it's unfortunate that over the course of the last 5, 6 years, we're finally hitting a stride that Xbox would be able to like say, here's our games, here's our offerings, this is what we have as a platform to entice other people to feel like there's more than just PlayStation and Nintendo out there because yes, they had a year head start back in 2006 when it came to the Xbox 360, but a lot of people own both systems back then. They just haven't had a reason for people to own both systems, and I feel like this is like perfect example. This showcased why you should own an Xbox, but it's all being overshadowed by the marketing of telling people they don't need this, they don't need that. Um, failed attempts by making your own product to put it on, when it comes to the streaming stick, and now you're going to Amazon, which wouldn't be a bad move because I think partnering with Amazon is probably a good idea because they already
Mhm.
have the product out there in the streets.
I mean,
And
they got like I think there's like 200 million Fire TVs or
yeah, so,
Fire Sticks out
so
there. Which, granted, I see people throwing that around. That's not going to, like, again, there's not 200 million 2023 Fire Sticks out there. Like, that's not the Fire Stick. I got a Fire Stick over here in a box that's literally like a little tiny stick. You just stick it in the back of your TV. That thing is like 6 years old.
right.
That's not running the Xbox app. So
The
people
one I
talking
have
about
isn't going to
like,
run it either.
yeah, so like people are talking like that this is going to, like, oh my god, everyone that has a Fire Stick is going to be on Game Pass. That's not it, bro. Now, like, of course this is baby steps, but like, and the more, like, every year, I don't know how often Amazon makes a new Fire TV. Probably, I would say probably annually, right? That would
Maybe
make sense to
annually.
me. But
Yeah.
like, at this point, like, every time they come out with one, it's going to be compatible with Game Pass. So that's awesome to see, and that number of people who will be eligible for this, for to get into playing Xbox on there, will grow. But then you got to also look at, like, so I got a Fire TV 4K connected to my 4K LG OLED, and I'm streaming Xbox Cloud gaming. The show of hands, who knows what the resolution is for those?
Oh man,
It ain't 4K.
it ain't 4K.
The latency. I mean, I haven't tried Xbox gaming in a little while, but my experience has gone back and forth. It's been sometimes good, and sometimes, oh boy, like, it's this is what I do, right? And I will never, like, on I'm still streaming to the Twitter. I'm showing Call of Duty gameplay. I will never play Call of Duty through cloud. Never.
Yeah, who would? Why would you?
If you're Yeah, like if you're serious, like if you're serious about Call of Duty, heck no. Like, and I get that some people don't like Call of Duty Mobile. I heard Call of Duty Mobile is great, and I haven't played it yet, but I heard it's fantastic. But um, yeah, I'm just not doing it. I'm not dealing with the latency. I get too frustrated. So you add in that latency, uh 60 FPS is fine if it's really hitting that. But then, like, you're looking at like 720p resolutions, uh maybe 1080p resolutions on a 4K TV. I'm good. Like, so maybe this is something that, like, your super casual gamer jump into. But like, for games that are like, say, a Telltale game, like a walking simulator, I got no problem playing that kind of game and through cloud. Like, my input latency, having, like, I mean, every now and then you probably gonna have to deal with like QTE events, but
Right.
that's not too bad. That's not like, playing Elden Ring and you need to have, proper timing to make sure you dodge, enemy attacks and stuff like that, so you don't get clapped. Like, that's very different. So, it's all dependent upon how it's implemented and executed. But yeah, it's I think, we talk about how on the PlayStation side of things that they think that they can get PC gamers to come over and buy PlayStations because they played Ghost of Tsushima. And when they show Ghost of Tsushima 2, they think they can convince PC gamers that don't own PlayStations to buy a PlayStation in order to play Ghost of Tsushima 2 at launch. And we just largely just don't think that's reality.
Right.
As much as that Xbox showcase showed why you should buy or own an Xbox, it also showed why you could just, if you liked what you saw, but you like the PC gamers when it comes to PlayStation first party games, you can wait. I mean, buy a PlayStation, you get PlayStation first party games at launch. You get all the third party games that you want. You get GTA 6 at launch. And then you'll eventually get those Xbox games that you thought that looked pretty cool, and likely you get a better version of it. The way they going with dropping the games and the features
Right.
like 60 FPS coming later on, you're likely
Yeah.
going to get that 60 FPS at launch. So it's
More
just
than
like it's
likely.
always, it's always really just how people view what they find important. But if you're someone that's like, you love Gears, you love what you saw from Fable, you absolutely adored what you saw from South of Midnight, yeah, you may be like, I'm not waiting for those games, and that makes total sense. But this ain't Nintendo, where we know how you play a Nintendo game on a Nintendo.
Right.
And if you playing it on something else, you might have some ninjas, coming out of your closet, to come after you because you're not playing it the way Nintendo said. Clearly, you did something that was not an approved way of playing a Nintendo game in order to do that, right? But yeah, they're not doing this here. They're doing it wherever you prefer to play your games is where we're going to be. So that's what it is.
Yep, I agree, 100%.
Anything else you want to say before we get up out of here, man?
Nah, man. Other than that, play your games. Don't wait unless it's a game you don't care about. Then wait all you want. I was all trying to figure out how
Simple
you
to the point.
Simple to the point. If it's a game that you want to play, don't wait. But if you don't care, wait as long as you want.
Exactly. All right, man. Let's do these channel member topics and get out of here, man. I said channel member membership list. What am I talking about?
I listen. I was just gonna go with your. I knew what you meant, so I wasn't gonna question it. I was just going to the list to pull it up. But
all right, so look, shout out to Yobi, legendary Yobi, J387 Arcade 4247, Chris Coleman, Homie One Kenobi, Fake Man Bear Pig, Brian East, Stardust Acero, K Asante, Neil S, Texas, your boy Roy, Corey Hill, Donnell Brown, Enrique Hagishini, Ramon Terrell, Gaming Forte, and that guy Smitty.
And on this
Appreciate
side,
you guys.
Yep, appreciate y'all. And on this side, we got Mash, Brat, Basic Radio Arcade Podcast, Texas, Corey Hale, your boy Roy, Donnell Brown, Trevor Burson, Ramon Terrell, Hargy Shani, and the homie Slow-Mo Backslap. And once again, appreciate you guys for all the love and support that you guys show on that tier.
All right, we're out. I'm about to I don't know, I probably might go to sleep or something. I know I'm tired. But
go eat a sandwich.
I'm not eating anything, man. It's too late to eat.
It is.
I'm making sure I'm making sure, like I used to be very like stringent on that, not to eat after 9 p.m. And then like I got away from that, and then I just started like eating just at really wrong times and having all kinds of indigestion. I'm too old for that now. So now if it's after, I say after 10, if anything, I just drink water.
Nice.
And then I be chugging some water, man. I be chugging some water late at night. Yeah, I got one of those
bathroom 2 times at night.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be a given regardless. Like I said, I'm old. I'm not. Let me stop talking not like I'm 70. I'm not that old, but still, I do be having like at least once a night. I gotta go up. Why are we talking about this? Let's get out of here.
Well, you telling everybody your life story. How you got to go to the bathroom and
let's just go. Let's just go. You guys, we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
All right, that's it.
All right.